Okay, welcome in everybody. Happy Friday. Appreciate you guys being on this Friday evening. We're going to talk about the sports scandal for just a little bit. And, did Trump bring down the NBA and the mob? And who was the rat? Who was the rat? Was it a mob? Was it one of the players? Who was the rat? We're going to get into who was the rat. Did Trump do this purposely? Are these going to be some big superstars? Now, let me just say this. There is some stars, but no big superstars involved yet, right? So we know that Chauncey Phillips and Portland Blazer head coach Terry Rozier, Miami Heat guard and former player Damian Jones, and now it's this good. I'm hearing now from my sources it could be over 200 and referees and this big scandal with the mob. Hello, everybody, and welcome in on this Friday. Doing well, everybody. Hello, moderators. Ozzy Crosby, thanks for being here. Janine, appreciate you guys being here. Lemon J, thank you so much for being here. A little later than normal here. I wanted to get some more information on what the hell is going on, and is this going to hurt Vegas? Was it going on in Vegas? We're going to answer that. Was this also going on in Vegas? What I found out today from my sources, did it happen here in Vegas? Mob still out there. What did they control? Who was the rat? And is the mob tied with the NBA, college basketball, and NFL? I'm going to answer some of those questions in a little bit. Now, we're not going to be real long tonight. I'm a little on the tired side, but I had some people that I ran into today, and they said, Sal, would you please talk about it today or tomorrow? So we're going to talk about this a little bit more. This is so widespread. This is so big. But is it real big for the mob? I'm just going to come out and say right now, is this real big bad news for the mob? Absolutely not. And I'm just going to come out right away and say this. Let me tell you this. There was no rat. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like 98.9%. No other mob of the they're saying four families, Genovese, the Gambino, Banana. Those three families. I know they're saying four families. What I'm hearing is three families, and these are guys that a lot of these guys are soldiers on the street, and yeah, they're going to get some time. Now, I'm going to tell you maybe 4 years, 6 years. Well, Sal, that's a lot. Not really. Not enough for them to rat on each other. This isn't like something where they hurt somebody. There was no what I'm finding out right now. Welcome in. I'm Sal. Appreciate being here. What I'm finding out right now, there was nobody hurt involved in this. Like there was no beating, no baseball bats, none of your kind of movies that you see. Did it go on in the 70s, 80s, 90s? Yes, it did. But did this go on now? What I'm hearing, no. Whiskey Tango, thank you so much for everything you do, the Floating Heart. It really makes me feel good, and thank you for your generous helping out and your donations to the homeless. It's just sad, though, now, guys. Let me just say this. How can I put this? Look, it's sad to me that there's been a takedown and to call out, these names of the mob and this, that, whatever. Mob's not going anywhere. It's been around for a very long time. They're just very, very low key. I've said this yesterday 2 times. Why is it low key? Because of the cameras. You're going to get caught. Plus, it's just a lot of street guys. It's changed. A lot of things have changed. I'm not going to get into that too much. But is the mob tied with the NBA and the NFL? Absolutely. 100%. Okay? 100%. Does this hurt Las Vegas? We're going to get into that. Will this hurt Las Vegas? Now, a lot of you know that Vegas right now and the casinos industry is hurting. A lot of it is the economy. A lot of it's the fees. This now. I'm not going to get a whole lot of that. But will this hurt Vegas? We're going to get into that in just a little bit. Power and money. Now, I know Charles Barkley. I love Charles Barkley. And I know he said it's just stupid. I'm going to disagree on Charles Barkley on this. And I'm also going to disagree on some of the panel on Fox. I'll tell you why. Addiction. Okay, so if you're making millions, it's not about making more millions of dollars, ladies and gentlemen. It is a addiction. Okay, I'm not justifying and defending these NBA. Don't take this the wrong way. If you do, I'm sorry. It's an addiction. Why did they do it? Well, when they go into Staten Island, Brooklyn, Philly, and do these card games, and we're going to talk about the card games too, they feel comfortable. The guys got money, millions of dollars. They don't want to be out in the casino in the public. We talk about they don't want to be involved with all the people around, proper, and TMZ and all that. But hey, we'll go into a underground gambling hall with these so-called quote-unquote mob guys, and with women in the back getting massages, if you know what I mean, for YouTube, getting massages, right? And this, that, whatever. They feel comfortable. Again, I'm not defending the mob or the basketball players, but a lot of people say, Sal. Everybody's saying, why? They got millions of dollars. They need more? No, it's not about that. But what happens, they fall into this addiction. They lose 10,000, like us losing 200, 300. Now they're chasing the 10,000. Now it's 50,000. And then they start borrowing off the mob on credit. We talked about this yesterday. And it leads to millions of dollars, and they get into it. Who's the rat on this? You see the thumbnail of LeBron James. Let me just make it clear. LeBron James has not been indicted, accused of anything. I don't like his politics. He's a great basketball player as of now. But if some of these players knew just a little bit of what was going on, and I personally think a lot of them did. We can even go all back to Kobe Bryant, may he rest in peace, one of the top 10 basketball players ever. But if they knew a little bit, their legacy's gone. Is NBA finished? Well, NBA will not be finished. But is gambling going to take a beating? Certainly in-game betting and proposition bets. Well, proposition bets is betting on players. For me, it could be finished, at least in the NBA. Now, some of these guys, some of these mob guys or these soldiers who got caught will do 4 years, 6 years. They might not get any. They might get some house arrest. I know a lot of you are thinking I'm crazy, but, yes, there was some wire fraud. I mean, the wire fraud is big, but there was nobody died. There was none of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, they might get 2 years, 4 years, 6 years. That's not enough for any of these mob guys to rat. I know you hear about it online. Rats. Yes, rats on. We know there's names out there. Sammy the Bull. That was back then. This was not anywhere near of that. Who was the rat? Well, I personally think one of these players or somebody, a star player, could have been a star player, or it could have been a player that just knew something was going on, and maybe it wasn't even an NBA rat, right? It could have just been somebody they brought in to a card game. You have two different stories, ladies and gentlemen. You have a card game, also happened in Las Vegas. Breaking news. Absolutely. No, it didn't, Sal. Yes. So we're going to talk about Vegas in a second, and it could have been somebody let in. I said it again. It was an informant probably, and that's what I think. Now, could have been one of the NBA's as well, players, maybe. We'll have to see who comes out. I do believe, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, what we're talking about is this NBA scandal, illegal gambling that's probably been going on for a long time, and Kash Patel finally had enough evidence to bring him down. So this happened last week, and a lot of people are saying, well, Trump, because the NBA started, Trump don't like LeBron James. No, that's not the case. It's just the timing of it. NBA just started. They felt they had enough evidence, and the evidence, they figured it's poured out right now before NBA gets too far involved. Now, we do have a World Series game right now. If anybody's watching that, Toronto's up 11-4. You got college football. I got music playing in the background. What the hell happened here? I changed my email. So that's what's going on, guys. Power and money. And what happens is you always get caught. You always get caught. If you're young and you think you're gonna get away with it, you always get caught. The mob's always gonna exist because the captains and the leaders of the mob, let's just say that but they don't care about these soldiers, guys. Right? They don't care. They'll just get another one. Mob's going to be around for many, many, many years. They're always going to control illegalized gambling, prostitution, narcotics. And I'm not here saying I applaud by it anyway. I'm just saying it's there. It's too much money involved. Now, let's talk about Vegas. Vegas is hurting. I believe this is going to really could really put the nail in the coffin in Vegas. Why? Because you have two sports teams here and a Major League Baseball around the corner. You have LeBron James, who's thought about an NBA. You have a hockey team here, Vegas Knights. You have the Raiders, who suck. And you have a baseball team, the Vegas A's, around the corner, I think a year or two away. They broke ground. going to be beautiful. I don't think it's going to do well anyhow. I'm getting off topic. But now, Vegas ties with the shuffling machines and this and that. Now, by the way, real quick, on these shuffling machines, hey, Mike, do you think the mob did this and were able to be smart enough to do these shuffle machines? Absolutely not. These are people out there like hackers. These are geeks. These are geeks behind the scenes that they pay off to rig these shuffle machines. I wouldn't be surprised that somebody in Vegas, pit boss, dealer, shift manager, vice president, eye in the sky, I'm just saying, wasn't getting paid off. Yes, eye in the sky as well. Trust me, guys. Okay? Got paid off and said enough is enough. But this could big backfire in Las Vegas, Atlantic City, Connecticut, all these places where you have legalized. And once again, Mr. Trump, President Trump, President Trump, Cash Patel, don't care. You know, they're going to bring down the NBA. They're not going to bring down the mob. It just, you know, there's just no way. They're just too strong, too much power, too much money. But again, we talked about this last night. Trump doesn't care about the NBA. NFL is going to be next. I don't know about Major League Baseball. Too hard with Major League Baseball, but certainly NBA. And NBA and college basketball has been like this for a very, very long time. Don't let it fool you. This has been happening for the last 10 years, 20 years, and more. It just so happened that Chauncey Phillips, whatever you say his name, Terry Rozier, and Damian Jones. Now, they're saying now 36 names. I'm hearing now maybe 100 names. I told you it'd be 100. It's going to be more than that. And once again, if you're just coming in, I feel that there's going to be big superstar names. I wouldn't be surprised you get the LeBron James. I'm not going to say LeBron James is guilty, but I wouldn't be surprised that these big star names will start coming out. Coming out. So I'm telling you right now, this is widespread. This wasn't one referee that happened a few years ago. I forgot his name. We're talking widespread, and they turned their head. And Charles Barkley's right in a sense. They were stupid. He's right. But I'm going to just include that Charles Barkley's right about calling them stupid. Stupid, but addiction. So I disagree with Fox on this. I disagree with some of the other panel on Fox and other YouTube channels. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very serious addiction, gambling. We know drinking is. We know prescription drugs is very addicted, and so on and so forth. This is an addiction, and for people who don't understand why Asian people, Japanese people come to Vegas and they're millionaires, even billionaires. Why did they get? I seen it. I was a baccarat dealer. I worked in Atlantic City. Why are they gambling millions of dollars? And what the casinos would do when these people would win, who come and win a couple $1 million and they want the money back. Trust me when I tell you, you don't have to believe it. We made sure their plane was broken down. This is in the 80s, early 90s, not too long ago. We made sure they could not go. We give them a beautiful woman. We give them the food, this, that, whatever. They go back and play baccarat. They're not playing $10,000 a hand anymore. Sorry about that. But they're playing $500 a hand. And then they lose. And then they win. And then they win. And they $500. Whoa. And they start betting 1,000, 5,000. And then they get hooked into it, into the gambling. And the same thing with NBA. They're human, just like us. I'm not defending the NBA. It is part stupid. Their legacy, the career is over. Those guys, the NBA guys, they're going to be serving 10 years and more. They're going to be serving big time, especially with wire fraud and then letting other players. And see, for me, the mob rolled the dice again because the mistake they did was to let these names in. See, because you know what? As we speak, maybe not as we speak, underground gambling, once again, is in Staten Island, Brooklyn, New York, Manhattan, Philadelphia, and Vegas, as we're sleeping, as we're discussing, you know, this video. But when they brought in these players in, eventually you're going to have that person just, you know, possibility tell somebody else, tell another player, and then eventually the word gets out. And I personally think that's probably what happened. I think it's a combination of the word got out, and I believe that somebody in Vegas, someone or two or three or five, called this in and got into the FBI probably about a year ago. FBI has been waiting for long, guys. When FBI, they want bigger numbers. And I believe Cash Patel says, correct me if I'm wrong, tens of millions of dollars. So they weren't satisfied with $1 million. They wanted to get it bigger, and that's why it became federal. Federal because of the wire fraud, and that's why it's a scandal. And as far as I'm hearing people saying, "Oh, Donald Trump had it out for LeBron James," Donald Trump doesn't like basketball. That's just the Democrat Party nonsense. Has nothing to do with that at all. Okay, Donald Trump don't like the mob. Has nothing to do with that. You know, he just doing his job. Once again, Donald Trump just doing his job. And once again, like I said last night, nobody's above the law. But the mob is going to continue. I doubt very much they're going to get more than 6 or 7 years. I don't believe anybody in this case on the mob or the 3-4 families that were involved are going to get any serious crime. And I don't believe anybody was a rat as far as the mafia goes. A lot of people think the mafia went to sleep. Oh, what happened? Now all of a sudden the mafia came back. Mafia never went anywhere. It was just not out there because you don't have the John Gottis dressing up. You don't have them out walking on the street because of the cameras. You know, they got wise. And anytime you have, gambling, prostitution, and narcotics, you're always going to have these organized crime, not just the Italian mafia, but we see it, all over. We see these, drug cartels, this, that, whatever. I'm not encouraging none of this. I say to people not to do it because eventually you're going to get caught or you're going to be unalive. All right, with that said, let me read some comments real quick. My tripod is just not holding up. I'm going to have to get a new one. All right. Yeah, it's a shame because once again, the Democrats are going to call, they're going to, all kinds of stuff, developing on this Friday. Well, developed yesterday, 2 days ago, that Trump is doing this purposely. No, not the case at all. Not the case at all. Yeah, Trump's the mob boss. Absolutely. There's the mob boss right there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. You stay blessed too. I appreciate you guys being in here. Once again, I'm talking about this. Probably going to be the last time I talk about it. Maybe not. If there's a big superstar name, of course, I'll cover it again. And I think you are going to see some big superstars. But, a lot of people wanted me to talk about it. I did see a little bit of this growing up. I'm not proud of it. And as far as the gambling of it, I worked in the casinos. I worked the numbers, this, that, whatever. So I know exactly what's going on. I'm not going to give out the guys that are being indicted or in custody because you know what, as far as those names go with the 3 families, I know they're saying 4 families, I don't think they're even sure exactly, FBI, if they have the correct people. Let me just say this, definitely the 3 families are involved, but I don't think they had 100% confidence, but also Cash Patel wants to bring down more of these 3-4 families that are involved. Hope everybody's doing well on this Friday. And that's it in a nutshell, guys. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I mean, I know you just want to hear more, but that's it. Trump bringing down the NBA and the mob. I mean, he's doing his job. He's doing the correct thing. You can't do this. You can't, you have to, if you want to gamble legally. So, I think I covered it all, There's people out there saying the mob ratted another mob guy. No, that's not true. This was too small. This was small. Small potatoes for organized crime. It's small. Okay? Very small. Not big. Big for the NBA. Big for Cash Patel. Cash Patel's name's going to go rise in the sky, in the air, right? So, possibly big for big names like LeBron James. Let me just say it one more time for YouTube. LeBron James is not being indicted or anything like that. I'm showing this picture because a lot of people out there are saying LeBron James. LeBron James' name has not been mentioned. However, my personal opinion, these superstars probably knew something. Okay, they had to be living under a rock if they didn't see something. Particularly on these prop bets, when a player would sit out and the over and under for a player for points were 30 points and he's around 27, and he all of a sudden hurt his elbow or scratched his elbow and he had to come out for the last 4 minutes. You don't think LeBron James asked them, hey, what the hell's going on? We're not talking about one game. We're not talking about 2 games, but 10 games. I'm just using LeBron James for an example. And other superstars. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I think a lot of the NBA players knew. I think some of the coaching staff knew it. I personally think some refs knew it, and I wouldn't be surprised. Donnelly was the referee, right? I think it was Donnelly, Phil Donnelly. I forget his name. He was a referee, but that was a different situation. That was a one ref situation. I wouldn't be surprised they pull some of these refs into, if they haven't already, and talk to them, because they fall for it too, and their salaries are much smaller, a lot smaller than the NBA. Hold on one second, guys. Come on. Come on. All right. So yeah, where I left off at. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if some big superstar names will be coming out. Again, once again, guys, this is about power, money, and they just felt they'll never get caught. Mob included. They feel like, we'll never get caught, never get caught, never get caught. And that's it. Hopefully I answered that, because I know a lot of people can't understand why people with millions of dollars gamble. But that's it. By the way, it's a small percentage. Even though I'm saying it could be hundreds of people and stuff like that, it's still very small if you think about how many players and coaching staff in the NBA. And for me too, I don't think it's fair for some of the majority of the NBA players, because it's not all NBA. So it's unfair to call out all NBA. All transgenders when they do crime, all Italians when they do this stuff, all blacks for this, all whites, all Spanish. It's unfair, in my opinion. What the hell's going on? Can you close? Hold on, guys. I got a problem here. But I certainly think in the near future, it is going to hurt gambling. And as far as gamblers on betting tonight, tomorrow night, next week on NBA, it's not going to hurt. Why? Addiction. Energy. The high of the game, touchdown, three-pointer, the action. So it's not going to hurt the bettors. They're still going to bet, right? Small bettors, medium bettors, big bettors, million. They're still going to bet legally. Illegally, it's going to take a hit, and it'll come right back. It's not going to go away. It'll put a dent. It'll get quiet for a while. It's the high. It's the thrill. Just like alcohol, just like anything, cigars. It's an addiction, I don't think it's a big addiction. It's an addiction. Shopping, just gambling, leads to worse things. Narcotics. It's not going to go away. Now it's going to hurt Vegas. Also, what's hurting Vegas is the shutdown. Well, how the hell is a shutdown hurting Vegas? Well, I'll tell you what. People weren't coming here anyhow. And now you have TSA not getting paid because of Chuck Schumer's shutdown, right? They're not going to go to work. They're not getting paid. They eventually will get paid. This shutdown could go on for another 6 months. Seriously. Horrible. So, yes, Vegas, this will hurt Vegas, particularly if they found out that some of these casinos were doing some illegal card games and poker games. And then you got FanDuel. You guys know what FanDuel is. And all these offshore gambling. Where do they come into play on all this? Where do they come into play? Could they have been the rat? Right? So a lot of things come into play with this. And I think I don't think this is going to go away. This is not going to go to sleep, per se. I mean, you're going to hear more and more. It's not going to just die out with these 3 players or 36 players being in Vegas. This is bigger than a lot of people think. Now, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong with Vegas, but it's certainly going to hurt Vegas. In the perspective of gambling. Paul, how are you? Trump 28, I see in here. God bless Trump. Best president ever. The best. Him and Kash Patel have the balls to go get these NBA guys and bring them down. Not worried about the mob. I did hear a friend of mine say to me, hey, Sal, Trump should be careful. I said, what do you mean? Cash Patel should be careful. I said, what do you mean? Well, he's bringing down the five families, four families, three families. It's just going to hurt him. I go, what do you mean hurt? Like go after her? No, like future Republican candidate. They won't vote because a lot of the, believe it or not, guys, organized crime, a lot of these guys who don't have felons, the family members, I say this over and over, they're big supporters of Trump, particularly ones in New York. No, it's not going to hurt. You know, they stand behind Trump. I mean, it's not going to hurt at all. Very little. So is it going to hurt future candidate Republican? No, not at all. Not at all. All right, I'll read some comments here. Hey, thank you for being. Hey, thank you for. 28 likes. That's it. Only 28 likes. We had 263 people in. Thank you for the 28 who didn't hit the like. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that, Raleigh. Thank you. Why are you wearing makeup? Love makeup. Got to put the makeup on. Some ridiculous comments here. Thank you, Janine, for that. All right, we'll take time to read some comments. I promised my wife I'd keep this under an hour tonight. No, I wasn't waving to my wife. That's what we have, though, guys. This is, this is a widespread situation here. Why I say lost, another reason I had to read Vegas could be in trouble is the summer leagues. I don't know if you guys are aware of summer leagues. The NBA summer leagues here, these are guys that are like in their 30s, guys trying to make a team. They have it's called summer leagues here. Every summer at UNLV Complex, it's our college NBA, college basketball arena. They have summer league, and you can bet on that. And I also, why I brought that up, this could affect the betting, certainly could affect the betting, even legal gambling on the summer leagues. I think. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to hurt certainly the summer league betting system. So, I also think it's going to hurt Vegas. I hope not, because I live here. I want the economy to do good, and we're wrapped around gambling like Texas is wrapped around oil, right? So I hope it doesn't hurt. I hope it doesn't crush Vegas, because we're already crushed here now. Are you a real clown? Absolutely. I certainly think they're going to take a look at these prop bets. And for those who are not familiar with proposition bets are a one-player prop. Who's going to score first in NFL? Who's going to make the first free throw in NBA? Who will get more than 28 points in NBA? In hockey, who will have one goal? These are called prop bets, and it's easier to just reach out to one particular player that's good. They reach out to 5,000 players in all sports, 2 or 3% are going to bite on it. So I certainly think, I hope I'm wrong, because I like betting on prop bets. I bet very small, guys, to enjoy myself. But I have a feeling they might take that off the board in Vegas. I really do. Because it's so easy for a player to fake an injury. And let me just say this, not all players are doing this. I don't want you guys to watch a sports event. Oh my God, I remember that YouTuber guy say he's faking an injury. No, some people just feel they're hurt, and then later on go to the sideline, they feel better. I'm just saying, in the case of, was it Damian Jones? Yeah, Damian Jones. And Terry Rozier. I mean, allegedly they were faking injuries to make sure. See, they weren't really worried about their team winning. They're hoping their team wins. I think a lot of people are confused. They're hoping their team still wins. It's the spread as far as the sports go. The poker's a whole different story. Poker, underground poker. It was the spread and over and under on a player's assists, scoring, and that kind of stuff. They don't really care about, and even the mob don't care who wins or loses. They just don't want to make sure that the spread is not in a 6-point spread. They don't care if the Lakers beat Golden State by 1 point, as long as the Lakers don't cover that spread. And I'm not saying every game, and I'm not saying every week it's happening, but it does happen. So now, should we talk about the poker games? Again, I think I talked about it. I believe, just my opinion, there has been a geek, somebody very smart, you'll never see, who rigged these shuffling machines. And they had three guys involved in the mafia sit down and play. NBA had no clue. And it wasn't just NBA in these games, guys. Everybody thinks it was just NBA and mobsters. These are your lawyers, right? Owners of operation, pizza owners, successful people, all types of people, even people that are just getting by, who just gamble their paycheck away. So this wasn't organized crime and NBA or NFL. These were all types of people with these addictions. So everybody realizes that. Hopefully I give you guys a little bit of perspective what the hell's going on here. $229 in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, moderators. Should we talk about what the hell's going on right now with the White House being beautiful? I mean, that's a great story, huh? Fixing up the White House, making it nice, ballrooms. And Trump wants to call it the Trump Ballroom. He should. It's part of his money and donors. Call it the Trump Ballroom. Been 40 years since they fixed it up. How many presidents in 40 years? Nobody else cared about the White House. Barack Obama wanted to make it a basketball. Speaking of basketball court. So why not call it the Trump Ballroom? I call it the Trump White House. All I'm concerned. I mean, come on. Trump Ballroom, Trump White House. Forever. Why? Saved our ass. He saved us. Best economy. Isn't this economy great right now? Isn't it amazing? What's it, October 24th? He hasn't even been in a year. You guys understand Trump has not even been in the White House for 1 year. And economy's great. Think about it. Not even Halloween. Ending all these wars, 7 wars. Come on. Taking down NBA. Some of the players. Taking down the mob. The cartels. I haven't even talked about that. Submarines. Every submarine they take down is people here not getting addicted, speaking of addiction, to all this fentanyl and all these other drugs. That's huge. Making peace. I know he's spending money in Argentina and this and that, but it's amazing what Donald Trump has done in a short, very short period of time. A very short period of time. Wait till next year this time, on October 24th, 2025. Whoa! People will be saying at that time, holy shit, you're going to see price of oil go down even more. Food will go down even more. More wars will end. A negotiator, an architect, a builder, and he's smart. And there's people calling him tired, looks tired the other day. Can't the guy be relaxed for once? I agree. He looked a little tired for one time. But once again, for those who don't know, according to J.D. Vance, once again, for those who are new, like and subscribe. Appreciate it. He's the last person to go to sleep. And he's the first person to get up. Whoa. Energy. Something that the last committee did not have. I say committee because none of them had energy. And now we have somebody there, somebody who's running with this nation with energy, balls, thinking ahead. And you know what he's doing the best? Taking care of the American people. The Democrat Party did not take care of the people, not just their party. They let us all down. They let us all down. They could have figured out this NBA scandal. They didn't do it. Why? I'm not saying they were in on it. Don't read me. Lazy. Very lazy party. There's two things. Either you're lazy or you're in on it. Either way, you got to go. And for me, the Democrat Party was in on it and lazy and tired. Either way, they got to go. And that's what happened to that Democrat. That's what's happening, and that's what's going to continue to happen for a very, very long time until they get their shit together. What's up, Alabama? Bama girl, what's going on? I appreciate you guys being here. And if you're just coming in, we're talking about the big NBA scandal involving the 3-4 families of New York mob, Bonanno, Genovese, the Gambino, and these players, Terry Rozier, Damian Jones, Chauncey Phillips, possible big other players, Godfather's in the house. How can we not, on this live, greet the Godfather who's in the house? Shout out to the Godfather. Thank you for all your support. Somebody says Trump's in the mob. No, he's not. Trump was approached by the mob when he was involved with Trump Plaza, Atlantic City. Trump never got involved with any kind of organized crime. That is a fact. Never. Other presidents got involved, but not Trump. John F. Kennedy, involved. And that's what led to his assassination and death. May he rest in peace. Thank you. Yeah, Terry, I think I see all your... Thank you so much for all your support. Appreciate it. Yeah, everybody see Maribel out there, my wife, in Boston. She goes, how come you didn't put that video up? Why didn't you put that video of me in the witch and helping out that homeless man there? And I put it up there. So shout out to everybody supporting Maribel. Lemon J, that was Maribel liked your comment. Appreciate all the comments on the shorts for just coming in. We have homeless videos, short videos every day, sometimes two, supporting the homelessness here in Las Vegas, exposing it, how very bad it is. It really got bad under the Biden administration, and it's under every president. And that's something I addressed that hopefully Trump can continue to do on his short period of time. He will. We got to get more help. It's not about just building shelters, right? It's not about just feeding them. That's good, right? But we got to work on a big, wider spread. Speaking of widespread, mental illness on. And by the way, some of these homeless people in Las Vegas are from other states who lost all their money here. So that's another addiction. Gambling causes people being on the street. Do we help them? Absolutely. Thank you for the 33 likes today. I hope everybody's enjoying their Friday. If you're off the next 2 days, enjoy your weekend. He doesn't, Paul. He really doesn't, Paul. Great comment. He doesn't. I heard, Paul, I don't know how true it is, that him and his son had not a fallout. That he'll tell it as it is. He told his son. He didn't tell his son. I'm just what I heard. Thanks, Bama. Appreciate the floating heart. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Love you. God bless. Trump is winning. Get over it.
Dad, I just got off of work.
Just now?
I did 80 hours.
80 hours. She works. No handouts. 80 hours.
Two jobs.
My daughter. 2 jobs. See, Lizette, these little people that come on here, a.k.a. trolls, they don't want to work. That's why they're unhappy. They're not successful. They could be successful. So they go on lives like my live and other lives, and they try to interrupt and pause the chat. They don't work. They're lazy. Trump's not lazy. Somebody says you need a vacation, Lizette.
I know, I do.
She says, I know, I do. Thank you. 80 hours. Works. I work. We work. Then you go into retirement, and we still got to work. Somebody says I work, Trump doesn't. You know that's false. You know that's false. Yeah. 80 hours, Lemon J. That's a lot. I didn't know she was working 80 hours. 2 jobs. I was talking about this the other night. I had to think about why you have trolls. That's 70% of it. People don't want to put the work. People don't want to put the work in a YouTube channel. You know, they think everything is going to fall right in their lap. People don't want to put a work into anything these days. You got to work. That's the bottom line. You don't put in the work, nobody else, who else is going to do it for you? Think about it. Yeah, 80 hours a week she works. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody's going to hand it over to you. You gotta do it. You gotta go out there and do it. Do what you enjoy, and everything comes your way. Chauncey Phillips with a B is pronounced. Terry Rozier, Miami Heat guard. Damian Jones, former NBA player, and many more. I'm hearing it's up to 100. Many more to come. And, you know, these guys are good, but they're not like big stars. Yes or no? You think we're going to hear about some big NBA stars? What do you think? And NFL stars? NFL stars? What do you think? Yes or no? Or is it end right there? What's your thoughts on that real quick? Let's go, Trump. Never tired of losing, right? Never. I'm never tired. Let them keep on winning. Why? Winning for us. Saving our future. Saving our ass. Yeah, he's the only one, Phillips. I mean, I'm talking about like superstars like, you know, LeBron James, Kevin Garnett. Did I pronounce it? I don't know. Terry Rozier. Isn't it Terry Rozier? Damian Jones. Chauncey Phillips. Who the hell knows? They're not big names. I'm talking about like LeBron. I'm talking about these big NBA guys. A lot of people think that Trump just has it out for the NBA. Here we go again with the NBA, the Democrats. Oh, he just wants to take down. It's all made up. It's not true. Yeah. Fantasyland. Nothing's true. I'm glad that Trump plays golf. Let him play golf every day. That's good. Presidents need to have a little hobby or sports and release the stress. They all do it. And they all should. They have nothing else, Paul. They have nothing else to say. He plays golf. This modified, making the White House better. He could give everybody $50,000 direct deposit tomorrow, and people will still call him out. But there's people in November who might not get their SNAP benefits, and they're very upset. Charles Barkley next. Now, Charles Barkley, I don't believe. Charles Barkley's a gambler. He had credit line in Las Vegas. He admits to it. Charles Barkley's too smart to get caught up in any kind of that racketeer. Is he a gambler? Did he have some debt? Did they cut him off in Vegas? Yes. Charles Barkley next? I don't think so, but you could be right. I don't think so. I doubt it very much. We know about Michael Jordan in the past. You know, we know he had a problem. But Michael Jordan was making so much damn money, he didn't have to go. Michael Jordan was... But yeah, he had a gambling problem. Some people said it led to his father's, I think he had a car, but a lot of people thought it had something to do with his father, death, Michael Jordan. Look, guys, a lot of these players have been doing it for a very long time, not just the NBA. NBA is just an easier to rig. Well, NFL as well. Baseball, too. It's happened. Not recently. Not yet. All right. Hold on. What the hell's going on here? Hold on one second, guys. All right. All right, guys. Yeah, I just wanted to come on and talk about this one more time here. we'll keep you informed. I'll keep you informed. I like to get some more facts, information regarding the mob and the NBA, possibly refs, big stars. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. I believe more names are going to be exposed and big superstars will be exposed, whether LeBron James or Charles Barkley or anybody else. I don't know. But I'm certainly know that Cash Patel and the FBI has got to look. And what's going to end up happening real quick before we end, I believe these players will become informants and rats, if whatever you want to call them. And they're going to, sit down and get a lighter sense. Hey, you want 20 years or you want 8 years? I'll take 8 years. Give us a name. LeBron James? No. Give us a name. Give us one name. Anybody. Well, boom. They have it. And that's what the Cash Patel's hoping for. Not that he's hoping for, that they want, They wished LeBron James shows up. I don't like LeBron James, but has not been, I don't like him because he seems cocky. For me, personally, from my sources, he's very prejudiced. That doesn't make him guilty in this. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Have all notifications on. We will be live again tomorrow. Probably not going to recover this story unless there's what I just said, some big superstar names. I want to cover some other stuff regarding Donald Trump. We'll be live tomorrow at some point. I appreciate everybody. Dustin Nunez, thank you so much for the membership. Appreciate all the members on here. Appreciate everybody, even the trolls. Thank you, moderators, on this later Friday. Make sure you guys enjoy yourself before you go on the internet. Enjoy yourself, your family, before you go on. Once again, if you have any kind of addiction, help is out there. Be careful. And don't get caught up into that hype of whether it's gambling, narcotics, alcohol, or anything else. Always reach out and try to get the help. The help is out there. Thank you, Whiskey Tango. Appreciate all your help. Speaking of help, thank you so much. All right, guys, I'll give you about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Say goodnight for those who are interacting with each other. God bless everybody. We'll cover this if there's any more information out there, whether it's more mob guys or anything. Once again, guys, these mob guys are going to continue. Organized crime is going to be out there, not exposed. It's not going to ever go away, in my opinion. It's just not all out there. You're not going to see anything you've seen like the John Gotti days, and certainly go way back to Al Capone days. Those days are pretty much done. But as far as organized crime, prostitution, narcotics, when you have organized crime, it's always going to be out there. I'm not encouraging it. It's not going to go away. And a lot of these guys, these soldiers who are involved, they're going to get 4 years, 6 years, if that, and then let back out. And it's just all going to continue once again. And that's that. Take care, guys. Have a good night. See you on the next. God bless everybody. Live in the moment. Live in the moment. 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. Please be safe out there. Take your time out there. Take care. Good night. Bye. Bama and Paul, have a good night, guys. Take care, guys.